Oh, hey guys, a very warm good morning to everyone present over here. This is Amirash, and I hope that all of you are doing amazing. Now, the first question that you might ask me is, why are you wearing this mask? So, guys, I'm wearing this mask to spread awareness that all of us should be good citizens and we all should wear the mask whenever we go out. So if I can wear the mask on YouTube, why can't you wear the mask outside when I can wear it inside my house? Okay. So welcome ninth class students. Today we'll be completing this chapter, that is why do we fall ill in one shot. Okay, in one go we'll be revising the entire chapter with all important concepts. So let me know if I'm clearly audible and visible. Your one ear is not visible. Okay, Michael J, it's okay. That doesn't matter. At the end, you have to understand the concept. Okay, so let us get started then. So, before starting, I have a question for you, which might help you a lot for your school exams. That is, what is the difference between being healthy and disease free? So, have you ever thought what can be the difference between being healthy and disease free? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Okay, Michael. So we will be discussing about it in today's class. So the first topic over here is health and its failure. So our health, which is very important for us, and what if it fails? Then what's gonna happen? So basically, health is a state of physical, social, and mental well-being. So if a person is healthy, there are three conditions, guys. First condition, physically. Physically, if you are healthy, if you are active, if you are doing a physical exercise, then you are healthy, right? Socially, if you are behaving properly with your society, if your behavior is good, if you are healthy socially. And last, mentally, if mentally you are healthy. Okay, so these are the three pillars, you can say, the three pillars of health. Okay, where should I write? Okay, the very important pillars. We can think of this well-being as effective functioning. So we would function, our body would function properly. Now, conditions required for being healthy. So what do you think? What are the different conditions? Okay, your surname is Jordan. Uh, can you give me a second? Just a second. Just give me a second. Okay. Now it must be better. Come on. So the conditions for being healthy are good physical and social environment. If our environment is good, if it's neat and clean, if people are good, good economic conditions, if we are earning well, right? So that will be important. Just a second. Okay, I think there was some disturbance, so just avoid that. Hello, yes, better. Fine, fine, fine. Fine, Michael. Okay, there was some noise, I think. And social equality and harmony. There should be harmony, peace between the people. Okay, that peace is needed. Okay. Now, personal and community issues both matter for health. So, personal as well as our community. Now, health is something that each one of us cannot achieve entirely on our own. So, if you think that I will be healthy, you're just saying once, you cannot be healthy like that. Okay, it needs time. Just a second, just a second. Yeah. Now I guess it's better. Okay, so we were talking about health. Health is something that each one of us cannot achieve entirely on our own. Activities which people do in group or individually for development of the society can constitute community health. So the activities which people are doing in group or individually, because of our activities we are trying to develop our society. Okay, so they are gonna constitute the community health. Okay, Michael. Hi Siddharth, how are you doing? Okay. Hmm. Fine. Personal and community health are supplementary to each other. So personal as well as for the community. Now the health of all organisms will depend on their surroundings or their environment. The environment includes the physical environment. So we are talking about the physical environment. If the environment is clean, if your surroundings are clean, if the people of your community are talking to each other in a well-behaved manner, okay? So all of them are important. Now, human beings live in societies. Our social environment, therefore, is an important factor in our individual health. So, for instance, example, if there are a lot of quarrels or conflicts in a society, then we cannot say that the people are purely healthy. We cannot say that because there are a lot of fights going on. So, we wouldn't be able to stay in a good mood. So, that wouldn't be healthy. Clear? Okay, we live in villages, towns, or cities. In such places, even our physical environment is decided by our social environment. Okay, that's not very important. So we can now something very important that I want you to. Fine, Siddharth. Chalo. Now let's have the distinction between healthy and disease-free. That how do we distinguish between a person who's healthy and who's disease-free? Now, healthy means that it is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, whereas disease-free just means the absence of diseases. It means disease-free somewhere relates with physical health. Okay, it doesn't consider the mental as well as social health, just physically you should be fit. Okay, now healthy person refers to individual physical social environment, whereas it refers to individual only. Now in health, we talk about the individual has good health and the individual may have good health or poor health. So in healthy, it is necessary to have a good health, but in disease free, maybe the person might have good health, might not. So we are not sure because he can be mentally or socially unfit, that person. Okay, so probably those two parameters might not be followed. Yeah. Okay. And remember, if a person is healthy, that person will be disease free. But a disease free person might not be healthy. This is a question. That's why remember that. Chalo. A question for you. Why is social equality necessary for individual health? So you can relate it with your social pillar. That why being healthy socially is important. Yes, when you have a good behavior with your locality, how this impacts your health, how it impacts your mood. Talk about that. Okay. Now, how can we achieve an overall healthy state? So, what all do we need? We need food to be healthy, very important, good food, and this food will have to be earned by doing work. If we have to eat food, then we will have to do some work, and we need nutritious food. Remember that. For this, the opportunity to do work has to be available. Okay. We need to be happy in order to be truly healthy because you all must have heard laughter is the best medicine. Okay? And if we mistreat each other and are afraid of each other, we cannot be happy or healthy. In this way, if we are not healthy socially, we cannot be happy. Clear? Because if we are mistreating others or if we are afraid of each other. Now, social equality and harmony are therefore necessary for individual health. Many other examples of connection between community issues and individual health. So, community, we should be treating our community well, the people at our neighborhood well, to actually attain a good health. Now, an MCQ, who's going to give me the answer of this question? Remove your mask. My net is here. Actually, the thing is that I want to spread the awareness in our society. Yes, that's why I cannot remove the mask. Okay. I hope you'll understand that. Okay. Sure. Now, an MCQ, which one of the following is not important for individual health? living in clean space, good economic condition, social equality and harmony, living in a large and well furnished house. So for individual health, which of the following is not important? So the answer is B, living in a large and furnished house. That doesn't matter. You should have a house. Okay, let's move on. Now let's have a look at the disease and its causes. At what is a disease? See, disease is something which indicates malfunctioning of body organs. If our organs are not functioning properly, that's why we are having the disease. Now, how does a disease look like? Who's gonna tell me? What do you think? How would a disease actually look like? Okay. Any ideas? Just a second. Give me a second. Better. Okay, fine. Now, when a person is affected by the disease, either the normal functioning or the appearance of one or more systems of the body changes for the worse. So, because of your disease, the functions of the body deteriorate or they do not function properly. These changes give signs of the disease. These signs are called symptoms. Symptoms of disease are the things we feel as being wrong. Now, a very important thing for you to remember, that is the differentiation between signs and symptoms. What is the difference? Now try to understand. Now see, symptoms are the things that we feel are wrong with us. We feel as being wrong. Okay, you feel that something is wrong in your body. Okay, let's say headache, you're having headache. Whereas signs are something which the doctors tell you on the basis of your symptoms. So on the basis of your symptoms, signs are going to be told by the doctors. Correct? Now what can be the symptoms? Headache, cough, loose motions, wound with pus. Okay. And what can be the signs which the physicians or doctors look for on the basis of your symptoms? Now, what will signs do? They will give a little bit more definite indication of the presence of a particular disease, that exactly what is causing the problem, what is causing the uncomfort, discomfort to you. Did you understand this? Okay, fine. Perfect. Come on. Physicians will also get laboratory tests done to pinpoint the disease further, that what is the exact disease. Okay. Now, a question for you, differentiate between acute and chronic diseases. What is acute and what is chronic? So now, very important, on the basis of time period, we have two diseases, acute diseases and chronic diseases. Acute. How many of you know acute angle? Acute angle, a small angle. It means acute diseases are diseases which last for a small period of time. Chronic, the opposite, which lasts for a long period of time or sometimes even forever. Okay. Whereas if I talk about on the basis of cause, then we have infectious or non-infectious. Infectious caused by some pathogens or infectious agents, whereas non-infectious are caused by either genes or some other problem inside the body without any kind of microbe. Now, acute diseases, short period, chronic, long period, or forever. Now, acute diseases, you can take the example of common cold, which doesn't have a long-term effect and gets cured automatically after some days. And we might feel fatigued or tired, but this doesn't occur all the time, and we might get better after some days, after a few days. Whereas in chronic, we have long-term problems, and we feel tired, we lose weight all the time. Okay, and it causes, it has some major causes on our general health. A question for you: which disease continues for a few days and causes short-term effect on the body? What are you thinking? The answer is going to be acute disease. Now, infectious or communicable diseases. So they are communicable, transferable. They can be transferred from one person to the other. Now, diseases where microbes are the immediate causes are called infectious. So because of microbes, because of microorganisms, the diseases are being caused. Okay, fine. This is because the microbes can spread in the community and the diseases they will cause will spread with them. So if one person has the disease, the other person will automatically have. Now, for example, cholera, malaria, etc. They are communicable, or they can be spread from one person to the other. Okay. Now, infectious diseases are caused due to attack of pathogens, external factors, transmitted from one person to the another. Now, transmission, how does it occur? How do diseases get transferred? Through some medium like air, water, or direct transmission. Community hygiene can reduce occurrence of diseases. Now, non-infectious or non-communicable, which cannot be spread from one person to another and which are not caused by the pathogens or infectious agents. Their causes vary, but they are not external causes like microbes. They can spread in the community. Non-infectious. Genetic abnormalities, cancer, goiter. So basically, they are related to your gene. Because of your genes, they are caused. Okay. The genes are the reason for that. Yeah. Now, caused by factors other than pathogens, we talk about non-infectious, caused due to internal, whatever is happening inside our body. They are caused because of that. Then do not get transmitted from one person to the other. Transmitted in case of hereditary diseases is from parent to offspring. For example, you can take the example of color blindness. Okay, color blindness in which we cannot spot some particular colors. So if the mother has, probably the child may have. Now, community hygiene ineffective in reducing occurrence of these diseases. Community can not do anything. Now, causes of diseases, what are their causes? Pathogens like virus, bacteria, fungi, etc. Poor health and undernourishment if you're not eating good food, if you're not taking nutritious food. Heredity and genetic disorders because of your genes, your DNA that you've inherited from your parents. Lack of proper treatment of immunization or vaccination. If you haven't been vaccinated, vaccination is important, right? And environmental pollution due to pollution. Yeah. Okay. Question for you: which of the following can make you ill if you come in contact with an infected person? So they are asking you about, you can say communicable diseases. Communicable diseases. High blood pressure, not at all. Genetic abnormalities, not at all. Blood cancer, not at all. The answer is neither. Okay. Now talking about infectious diseases. The agents which can cause infectious diseases are called infectious agents or pathogens. MCQ. This is an MCQ. Okay, so please note it down. These are bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, worms. So this is a group. The top 5 terms that you need to remember. What are they? They are viruses, fungi, protozoa, worms, and bacteria. They are the agents or pathogens which cause different types of diseases. Now you need to take a screenshot of this. Please take a screenshot quickly. Please take a screenshot. These are the infectious agents like viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, worms. No explanation is needed. You can do by your own. It's easy. Done. Okay. Now, severe acute respiratory syndrome or SARS caused by coronavirus. Okay, this is something that you can get at this point of time. Now, acne, that is the pimples, they are caused by a pathogen called as staphylococci that causes acne, which is related to your pimples and all that. Okay, sleeping sickness is caused by trypanosoma, sleeping sickness. This is another microbe. Clear? Now, which one of the following diseases is caused by protozoans? Check over here. Protozoan. Malaria, Kala-Azar, amoebic dynasty, sleeping sickness. So, the answer over here will be malaria. A question for you. Briefly explain the various modes of transmission of diseases that you can do. You can talk about air. You can talk about water. You can talk about direct transmission and etc. Now we will be discussing some of the ways by which diseases can be spread or communicated from one person to another, because your microorganisms move from the body from one person to another, causing the infection. Now, number one is air. Okay. Perfect. So pathogens can spread through the air easily. This occurs through the little droplets thrown out by an infected person who sneezes or coughs. So if a person is coughing then the droplets, they will contain millions of pathogens which will enter the next arm or next body, next human, if he inhales that air. Okay, let's say common cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis, these all are examples of air. Now water. And this occurs if the excreta from someone suffering from an infectious gut disease such as cholera get mixed with the drinking water and used by people. So if you drink that water containing microbes, you'll also have the diseases. And basically these diseases take place, where is my pen? I cannot see. In the regions where there is poor water supply, you can say. Poor water supply or etc. Now, viruses which cause hepatitis are transmitted through air, water, food, personal contact. This is your homework. You need to let me know what's the answer. Now, spread through sexual contact. Sexual act is one of the closest physical contact that people can have. Now, microbial infections such as syphilis or AIDS that are transmitted by sexual contact from one partner to the other. So, these diseases like AIDS and other diseases can spread through sexual contact. That sexually transmitted diseases will not spread. Casual physical contact. Now you can read it. Casual physical contact include handshake. So casual physical contact meaning if we are shaking our hands, if we are hugging. No, only sexual physical contact can spread these diseases. Now, other than sexual contact, the virus causing AIDS, that is HIV, a very important MCQ, please note it down. HIV causes AIDS, can also spread through blood-to-blood contact with infected people or from whom an infected mother to a baby during breastfeeding. So, from mother to, just a second, from mother to the baby. Yeah. Now, a very important point, spread through vectors. Vectors meaning the intermediates, the animals which carry the microbe with them from a sick person to a healthy person, and then they spread. And your main example of vectors are mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the biggest vectors for our intermediaries. The commonest vectors we all know are mosquitoes. In many species of mosquitoes, the females need highly nutritious food in the form of blood in order to be able to lay mature eggs. The mosquitoes transfer the diseases from one person to the other. We should not allow mosquitoes to breed in our surroundings because they, what do you think? The answer is B, they are vectors for many diseases. Okay. Now, organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. So the concept is once the diseases have entered our body, where do they go? So basically all the microbes have a specific place, a specific organ or a tissue where they attack. So in that organ or tissue, they're going to attack and make it weaker. For example, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which causes tuberculosis, where does it enter? You need to let me know in the comment section. This is your homework. Yeah. Now you can read this. Microbes which enter through the mouth are to go to the gut or digestive system. So if they're entering through the mouth, see if they're entering through the nose, then definitely through the lungs. So they will damage our lungs. If mouth, then the digestive system. For example, Salmonella typhi, which causes typhoid, they can go to the liver like the viruses that cause. So their target site is liver. Okay, if you're talking about viruses. Now in infection like HIV that comes into the body via sexual organs will spread to lymph nodes all over the body. Okay, so HIV is going to spread to the lymph nodes. Okay. Fine. Malaria causing microbes entering through a mosquito bite will go to the liver and then to the red blood cells, liver then RBCs to damage. To infect the brain later on if it's not treated well then. Effect on tissues. Now this is your homework to read. I wouldn't teach you this part. You have to read by your own. I have taught you this one. Related to tissue, you need to read through the NCERT. Now, does the number of microbes, now I'm removing the mass actually, I am, just a second. Better now, wait a second. Fine. I guess it's better now. Now, does the number of microbes matter in our body matter? Number of microbes, definitely. If there are more microbes, more severe disease. Less microbes, less severe. Microbes are immediate cause of dash diseases. The answer is infectious. Briefly explain the various modes of transmission that you can do. Now let's have a look at treatment. If there is a problem, there is a solution over here also, that is the treatment. So how do we actually treat the diseases? That is the concept. So we can do by two ways, either to reduce the effects of the disease or to kill the cause. Either you can reduce the effects, that will give you less pain, but not free, like you wouldn't be freed from the pain, or to kill the cause of the disease, to finish the cause which is causing that. So that is better. Now to reduce the effect of the disease by providing treatment that will reduce the symptoms. Basically by taking painkillers, by taking different medicines, we can do this. Okay, or we can take a bed rest for conserving our energy. And to kill the cause of the disease, we can take up antibiotics. Okay, and commonly block biochemical pathways. So basically what happens, antibiotics help to block the pathway through which bacteria enters. Okay, and see, many bacteria, for example, make a cell wall to protect themselves. So this antibacterial penicillin, which is an antibiotic, blocks the bacterial processes. So if they wouldn't make the cell wall, they would get destroyed, become unable to make cell walls, and without cell walls, bacteria die. Human cells don't make a cell wall anyway, so no effect of penicillin on us. Okay. Now it will only have the effect on bacteria, and also remember, viruses also don't make the cell walls. So remember that viruses also wouldn't have any problem. Wait a second, I can see that I am, just a second. Let me refresh. Is it better now? Better. Okay, so first let me tell you, many of you were having the confusion as of how to fill the Google Forms. So let me tell you how you can do that. Now for some time, please focus over here. Let me refresh once more. Okay, see, this session is going on. First of all, hit on that like button. So over here, later on you will be provided with session PDF, so please download that. Do not forget to download. Okay. Okay. So what I was saying, in that Google Forms description, you will find the form, so that can be downloaded easily. Okay, fine. So now, are antibiotics effective against viruses? No, because viruses do not make the cell wall. So why is it difficult to make medicines to kill viruses? The same reason that you know. So this is also easy. This can also be done. Now, principles of prevention of diseases. So what are they? General ways of prevention, specific ways. So general ways is basically related to the exposure, to prevent the exposure. Okay, like for airborne, waterborne, vector-borne, you can do that. That is pretty simple. Or immunization, making our body immunized or capable of fighting from the diseases. History can be read, and who coined the term vaccination can be done. Vaccination creates immunization. Okay, and thank you so much. Actually, I have to end it over here. In the Menti quiz session, I'll explain you more about it. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.